I am so hyped about Nike Adapt technology. You're not familiar with Nike Adapt technology, and that's okay. I don't really know the whole history of it, but it's basically the self-lacing system that goes into their sneakers. Now, the first time that we saw this was in that 1980-something movie, Back to the Future, where Marty McFly goes to the future and there's these sick Nike high tops that lace themselves, and they were called the Mags. But there wasn't that technology back then to have those shoes actually on the market. But it's 2020, and that technology is here. And that technology is so dope and so sick and is on the freshest looking kicks. And at first, just like everybody else, bros, I was thinking like, oh, this is just a gimmick, this isn't that fly. But then when I saw the Nike Adapt BB 2.0 in that like mag colorway, I was kind of blown away. And I was like, all right, I'm in. This is pretty dope. And then I saw this shoe, the Nike Adapt Auto Max in the infrared colorway. And this shit looks so futuristic. I love the way that this shoe looks. And yeah, apparently you gotta untie them and tie them with an app, but there are some buttons on the shoes if you need to do that too. But the main problem I'm having with all these shoes, the main issue I'm having with these sneakers, people, is the price point. $500 almost a pop, and I can't believe that. I can't afford that. That's insane. But maybe once we roll further and further into the future, Nike is going to start to incorporate this Adapt technology into some of their more like iconic silhouettes. If I could walk into a Foot Locker and see a Nike Air Max 90 with the Adapt technology, instant cop. That thing is mine right away, no big deal. If I walk into a Champs and I see an Adapt technology inside of a Blazer or something like that, goddamn right, that thing is gonna be mine. And if you're curious, you're thinking, hey man, I want to just buy those Mags, those Back to the Future shoes. I'm just going to buy those ones. Fuck all the imitators. I want the originals. Well, then you have to be prepared to pay like $85,000 for them. That's the lowest bid right now on StockX for the Mags. $85,000. That is a very nice car that you can buy with that. That is a pretty decent house that you can buy with that. There's a lot of things that you can do with that. You can buy so many Adapt BB 2.0 Mags in the same colorway, which is actually a flyer sneaker, in my opinion. And you can just have a whole room full of them for that amount of money. That's insane. But the sneaker that I really want to talk about right now, the sneaker that is making me so pumped about the Adapt technology, was something that was just announced recently, and that is the Adapt technology is going inside of a Jordan 11. Now, the Jordan 11 is one of the more iconic, one of the more sought after Jordan retros that people are always trying to get. And this thing with the Adapt technology is the sleekest, is the most futuristic, is the coolest goddamn thing that I've seen not only this year, but probably in my entire goddamn life. Now, this is no hyperbole when I tell you this. I was watching Jock Slade's video where he was like unraveling these things, and I fell to my knees. I was just like in hysterics when I was witnessing these shoes for the first time. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Now, I know that I am never going to be lucky enough, fortunate enough to own one of these pairs of shoes, but just seeing them for the first time was almost a religious experience. I can't explain it. Now, I've never really been that huge on the Jordan 11. I've never owned a Jordan 11. And I've never been like, hey man, that's the sneaker that I want. Never have I been like that. But this technology in this particular silhouette is blowing my goddamn mind right now. And I'm like, when are they coming out? And when can people get their hands on these things? And that is before the end of the year. Apparently, December, the self-lacing Nike Air Jordan Adapt 11s are going to be available, but not to me and not to anybody else in my tax bracket. But that's okay. Just the fact that I live in the same world that these shoes exist in is going to have to be comfort enough for me to go to bed at night. Yo, people are always like, hey Dan, you gotta niche down with your video content. You always be talking about sneakers, and then you're talking about like YouTube trending topics, and then you're talking about music and pit pros. Stick to one thing, because then that audience is gonna stick around, and they're gonna know what to expect. And I'm just like, okay, all right, true. But then I get bored as fuck. So that's never going to be the case around here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep making videos, and since like I'm not really growing that much right now and I don't really give a fuck anyway, I'm just going to have a lot of fun. Who cares? I'm going to smoke joints in videos, I'm going to swear a whole fucking lot, and that's just going to be the style of this content because I'm just having fucking fun with it, so I might as well just like fucking freeball it. Alright, okay, yeah, I think that's going to be the end of the video this time, bros. Thank you so much for watching. I really like talking about sneakers, and this adapt technology thing is really fucking roasting my goose right now. So hopefully, if you like me a whole lot, and you are super rich, then you're just going to send me a pair, and then I'm going to be your best friend forever. So I hope that this is how this interaction, how this exchange actually goes down. But until then, until my next video, I've been Dan. Munchie is still out of the country. Hopefully he comes back safe and sound. But I think he owes us all a huge apology. Okay, see ya.